look around the modern dating landscape, the workplace, or even just public spaces, and you see an epidemic. It is an epidemic of rudeness, dismissal, and aggressive entitlement. You ask yourself, why are so many women increasingly rude, cold, and financially grasping? The answer lies in the psychological shift towards solipsism, or what is popularly known as main character syndrome. We have raised a generation of women within a cultural feedback loop that prioritizes their emotional comfort and self-actualization above all other social contracts. In previous generations, rudeness was a social defect. It signaled a lack of breeding and a failure of empathy. Today, rudeness is rebranded as empowerment. The woman who creates a scene, the woman who belittles a waiter, or the woman who mocks a man for his height or income is often celebrated by her peers for knowing her worth or not settling. This behavior stems from a fundamental lack of empathy for the male experience. To many modern women, men have ceased to be sentient human beings with feelings, struggles, and value. Instead, men have been reduced to NPCs, non-player characters in the video game of her life. An NPC exists solely to provide a service, a quest, or a resource. If the NPC fails to provide the resource, money, attention, validation instantly, the main character feels justified in treating them with disdain. The rudeness you experience is not personal, it is functional. It is the irritation of a customer dealing with a vending machine that ate her dollar. Because she does not view you as an equal human agent, she feels no social pressure to offer politeness, grace, or kindness. She views her rudeness as a filter to weed out men who are not high value enough to tolerate her abuse. It is a power play designed to establish dominance immediately. If she is rude and you stay, she owns you. If she is rude and you leave, she tells herself you couldn't handle a strong woman. It is a psychological defense mechanism that ensures she never has to practice humility. The second engine driving this behavior is the artificial inflation of value caused by the digital marketplace. This explains the greed. Greed in the dating context is the demand for resources that far exceed the value of what is being offered in return. It is a trade imbalance. Social media and dating apps have destroyed the concept of accurate self-assessment. A woman who is, by all objective metrics, looks, personality, career, fitness average, is currently receiving the digital attention of a celebrity. She opens her phone and sees hundreds of likes, DMs from desperate men, and validation from an army of simps who will compliment her for simply existing. This creates a dopamine-fueled narcissism. Her brain biochemically interprets this digital attention as real-world market value. She believes that because 500 random men liked her photo, she deserves a man who is in the top 1% of earners. This is why she appears greedy. She is pricing herself based on an inflated digital bubble. She demands the lifestyle of a millionaire's wife while bringing the attitude and assets of a debt-ridden student. When you encounter a woman who demands expensive dinners on the first date, who asks about your salary within 5 minutes, or who expects you to fund her lifestyle, you are witnessing the commoditization of intimacy. She has been taught that her presence is a product, and the price of that product has been artificially hiked by the desperation of low-value men online. She is not looking for a partner. She is looking for a customer who can meet her inflated price point. If you want to understand how to deprogram yourself from seeking validation from these inflated markets and learn to see reality clearly, take a second right now to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Join the PsycheLens community. We are building a brotherhood of men who refuse to play a rigged game. The third factor is the cultural exaltation of the transactional mindset, often packaged as baddie culture or sprinkle rhetoric. There is an entire content ecosystem on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube instructing women to be ruthlessly transactional. They are explicitly taught that men are enemies to be exploited, not partners to be loved. This culture teaches that kindness is weakness and generosity is foolishness. Women are coached to withhold affection, to manipulate emotions, and to use sex or the promise of it as leverage to extract maximum financial gain. The greedy behavior you see is a learned survival strategy. They are told that if they are not extracting resources, they are being used. Therefore, they must become the user. This destroys the capacity for genuine connection. A woman operating under this framework is constantly calculating the ROI, return on investment of every interaction. She cannot relax, she cannot be vulnerable, and she certainly cannot be polite, because politeness implies a willingness to serve, and she has been taught that serving is for subordinates. This mindset creates a predatory dynamic. She views your wallet as the prey. The rudeness comes into play when the prey is difficult to catch. If you set a boundary, if you suggest a coffee date instead of a Michelin-star dinner, or if you refuse to pay her bills, you are attacking her business model. Her rage and rudeness are the reactions of a scammer who has been caught, or a merchant whose high prices have been rejected. She lashes out because your refusal to pay threatens her delusion that she is a high-value asset. Finally, we must address the uncomfortable truth. There are so many rude and greedy women because it works. Human behavior is driven by incentives and consequences. If a behavior is rewarded, it increases. If it is punished, it decreases. We are currently living in a consequence-free environment for female bad behavior. The simp economy ensures that even the rudest, most entitled, and most mediocre woman still receives attention and resources. If she is rude to you, 10 other men are waiting in her DMs to apologize for your behavior. If she is greedy and demands free things, there is always a line of lonely men willing to pay for the sliver of hope that she might look at them. Men have destroyed the market by subsidizing bad behavior. When you tolerate disrespect because she is beautiful, you are voting for more disrespect. When you pay for the company of a woman who brings nothing to the table but her phone addiction, you are funding her greed. The reason she is rude is that she has never faced the natural consequence of rudeness: isolation. In a healthy society, a rude person is shunned. In our society, a rude woman is often given a reality TV show or a viral following. She has learned that bad behavior generates attention, and in the modern economy, attention is currency. She will continue to be rude and greedy until the market crashes, until men collectively decide that the price is too high and the product is too poor. Until men stop rewarding toxicity with attention, the supply of rude, greedy women will continue to meet the demand of desperate, lonely men. The change begins when you refuse to be a customer in a store that treats you like garbage.